eating candy. It was really kind of delish, too. I won't lie. It was really good. So, hey, it's me, Maris. It was like one of those strawberry gummy things. It was really good. And I usually don't like strawberry candy and stuff like that, but it was really good. So, hello, beautiful people. It is me, Maris. Hope you're having a most magically delicious day. And here is some little Palo Santo. Just in case you're in the middle of a afternoon, it'll make a wonderful afternoon for you. So it's the Palo Santo. And I love that stuff. I'm going to let it kind of sit smoking there for a second. I don't think there's a whole bunch of people in the office. And it's only like 4:30, so I might get in trouble, but I don't really care. I won't lie. I don't care. I'm like, if smudging bothers you, it's only disturbing your demons, and that's okay. But we just need to finish out smudging until it doesn't bother you anymore. And then we know the demons are all gone. But anyway, I found my Angels and Ancestor deck, and so that's the one I'm going to use today. It was like on a shelf next to a bunch of crystals. So hey, you know what? I'm going to assume that they're nice and cleared of any kind of minutia that might have built up on them over time. I'm like already booked for this weekend. I'm like actually kind of happy. I'm completely booked this weekend. Can we say yay? I can say yay. I thought that was pretty cool. I might be able to like squeeze in one more, but for the most part, I am booked this weekend. There we go. And next weekend, February 27th on Sunday. Hi, Paul. We have a Reiki 1 first degree class, CPR for the soul. So you're invited to partake in that if you would like. Just, give me a shout and I'll let you know. Hey, Ethel, long time no see. How are you? How's Indiahoma doing? I need to get out that way. I miss being in my area. We're Wichita. And my husband's CDIB Wichita. And so, that area is kind of like our sacred space, our sacred area. So I love being over there, and I haven't been there in a while. Okay, I think that'll be the last ones right there. Okay, so, interesting. So, grab your little snacky wacky or your drink or whatever, and let's get rocking and rolling on this, because there's some heavy duty stuff coming on. Oh no, Ethel, it wasn't I ran out of gas. The last time over there, my transmission dropped out of my car, which is just as bad, but worse. I wish it had been just simple as running out of gas. Yeah. But I'm looking back on that, and there was a lot of dark energy in play that day. And it didn't dawn on me until like 6 months afterwards, like, holy cow, like when it hits you right there, that epiphany of what happened that weekend. So I'm like, glad that's over. I'm almost wondering, I wonder if it'll happen if I go again. But no, I think it'll be all good magic things that happen. All right, so that very, very, very first card coming in is talking about an energy that's trying to push you off kilter, an energy coming in that wants to catch you off guard. And this energy is doing its best not to be blatant, but be located behind the scenes. Being located behind the scenes. It's almost like if you have a passive-aggressive friend and something has happened in your relationship with that person, and they're being passive aggressive behind your back. It's like, I would have never dreamed that came out of Rebecca from Sunnybrook Farm. And it wasn't Rebecca from Sunnybrook Farm, but it was really Rebecca from Funnybrook Farm. But same kind of thing. It's like being caught off guard. And so this energy coming in wants to catch you off guard, wants to catch you off guard. So we know when we have this energy coming in, chance favors a prepared mind. Make sure you are paying attention, dotting I's, crossing T's, and don't be, what I'm going to say, don't rush through things. Be kind of meticulous and slow at those decisions. Now, the second card that comes up is usually our obstacle. And the obstacle here is talking about unlocking the magic within. Let's take this a step further. It is about unlocking the magical within, bringing up an energy within yourself that you didn't realize was there to be a part of the plan of action or protection against this energy coming in that wants to catch you off guard, right? All right, so here's the problem. Sometimes we don't know our own strength. So when I'm looking at this card, this Magic Guardian, the energy, and it's in here in the obstacle position, it is telling me about we need to be mindful. We need to be mindful of exactly what we can do, and I'm going to use the word powers. Our powers, our strength, our magical powers, our energetic powers, whatever you want to call it, our vibe. Sometimes we don't recognize how strong our vibe can be, and it's kind of like you think that you just like push something over, and it actually like pushed something over. That's the message that's in here, is be mindful of how strong you are. Even if you don't think that you have a lot of power or a lot of strength, a lot of courage, you actually do. You have quite a bit of power and through there. Now, the help in this, again, is going to be related a little bit to our magical energy, or our energy that we have, our vibration, that psychic self, if you're an empath, etc. That actually the help is even though we want to be kicking somebody's, energetic butt, that in here we actually get to see beyond that and realizing, again, don't react quickly, or, be very meticulous and slow. And I'm going to use the word calculated in how you are looking at things, or how you start connecting in with that energy and working with it. As that energy might want to take you off your feet and blow you over and run over you 50 times. And then it's like, once you realize the force of that, you want to get all woo with it. Be meticulous. Don't make rash decisions. Look beyond that moment. What is the long-term implication in that? So a lot of really cool wisdom there. It's like, slow down. You don't have to react to every action. You can actually slow down and make better choices. And that's what this shifting your perception, or the air guardian, is talking about. That when you slow that down, that you can actually see things as they are, and not at face value. It's kind of like, I don't like chocolate covered cherries, but I love chocolate. And I like the flavor cherry. I just don't like cherries. And so, you look and you see this piece of a piece of candy, and it's a chocolate covered cherry. Maybe it's cherry in it. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But you're holding on to this candy, and you take a bite of it without thinking, and you take a bite out of it, and you realize in the middle of it is this nasty cherry. I know some of you like chocolate covered cherries. I don't. It's the same perspective here, is that take the time to look at what's going on before you just take a bite of it, because in my instance it might be a chocolate covered cherry and you don't like those. So take that time, sit back, look at it, and allow your perception or your perspective to adapt or change to what really is going on in there. Springtime is just right around the corner, and in here it's talking about spring and see your seeds grow. So those things that you've been working on, oh, let's say in the last 6 months, and you're kind of like wondering, do I still need to do this? Is it going to be feasible? Is this a good plan? Is it not a good plan? What am I doing? Oh, actually, all of the seeds that you've been planting for like the last 6 months, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, will actually start to sprout and grow. The feasible ones will start to sprout and grow. What doesn't sprout and grow was not supposed to sprout and grow, and is actually what we would call, like kind of like an empty seed. It's you had the packaging on there, great, but there was no meat or nothing, no substance in the middle. So the seeds that you have been planting over the last 5 months will actually start to sprout, and what sprouts is viable, and it's cool to work with that. If the seeds that you have planted do not sprout, then it's stuff that we're not supposed to be working in or connecting in with. Now, the animal guardian, and I really love it when this particular card shows up, because it talks a lot in here about trusting your instincts, and not second. And I'm going to say this, and not second guessing yourself. Often we find ourselves in the middle of second guessing, and we actually convolute and make it a lot more muddier or unclear what's happening around us. So when our animal guardian comes in, you got to think, what do animals roll by instinct? They roll in that natural way by instinct. They feel frequency, they feel vibration in such an intense way that we cannot even imagine. And so in this, when we see this animal instincts, and when we see this particular energy or vibration comes in, it is, I'm going to say, be like an animal. Trust your gut. Your eyes may tell you one thing. Your eyes may tell you one thing, but your instinct is going to show you or tell you something totally different. And I've got wisdom, critical analysis, the ability to be that lone path. So this is a really strong card that's coming in, and it's saying that do not second guess yourself. Now, when I'm teaching, like I teach people how to read or how to be an intuitive reader, I always teach them this particular piece of advice. Trust your first instinct. And that's a Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung thing there. Our first instinct, that first thought that comes to our mind, is always, always, always going to be intuition. Anything that flows after that flow there is usually our ego involved. So when I'm looking at this card, this animal instinct, trust that first thing. If the first thing that comes up to your head is run, this is not a good place, a good situation, or a good person, run. Trust your instincts. Once you start working on this vibration, listening to the vibes, feeling your instincts, and paying attention to those little signs around you, you are actually going to fall into this beautiful, and fall is not the word I want to use, you are actually going to assimilate into this place of healing, a place of balance, a place of strength. Learning to trust your own instincts and your own guidance plays a really huge role in that. Um, it's kind of like when you got this energy that's coming in and they want to see you fail and they want to see you not be in a good place, etc. They're going to throw a lot of information or a lot of junk at you. And so what it's saying here is that don't absorb the first thing. Don't absorb the first thing. Don't even absorb. Sit back and look. Pay attention to what's going on, and then make your choices or make your strategy out of that. That if you react too quickly, you're going to find yourself in a mill of a hess and not be where you want to be. And so it's like, slow down, take a breath, trust your instinct, trust who you are, trust what's that first message that comes up, and that's what you want to go with. Okay, and again, here's this reiteration. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You're always going to have somebody, and I get this vision of a used car salesman, and that used car salesman is going to tell you that 1968 Pontiac something or other is going to run like a dream. Okay, well, you're going to feel like you're floating in air. Well, no, not really. It may feel great when you're rolling out of the parking lot, but when you get 2 miles down from the car dealership, everything falls apart. And you're like, I know I should not have bought that. I know I should not have bought that. Yeah, you should not have bought that. But he really said, of course, they're going to tell you a really good deal. If your first instinct is no, that means no. And follow it. Trust yourself. Stop depending on somebody else to tell you how to feel or tell you how to think or tell you what to do. Trust you. You know you better than anybody else. The last card I love is the Mother Earth card, and this is about love and being loved, being comforted. I call it, this makes me feel like a little girl when I see this card. It really does. My grandmother was really cool. And if anybody, they'll say there's an older lady in here in your room, when they come in, sometimes my grandmother's energy loves to hang out here. She says I'm fun for whatever reason. And so my grandmother, and I remember when I was a little girl, and sometimes I just needed to be loved and I needed to be comforted. And she would do this thing and she would pat her chest, pat right over her breast, and she'd say, come here, girlie, come lay your head right here. And I would lay my head here and my grandmother would give me that comfort. And, I'm 60 years old and I still remember the way that made me feel. It made me feel loved. It made me feel comforted. It made me feel good and safe. And that's what this card right here is talking about. Allowing yourself to feel loved and comforted. Now, if the weather is anything decent this weekend, this is what I would do. I'll be at work, so you won't see me doing it. I'll be here at the studio. But if I was off this weekend, I would probably go to my favorite lake, Crystal Lake. And I would probably go, and when I say throw myself on the ground, not literally throw myself on the ground, but I would probably put myself on the ground, like lay down on the ground. And instead of making like snow angels like we do when it snows, I'd make me some grass angels or dirt angels, whatever. Go out there and connect with Mother Earth. Hug a tree as long as it doesn't have a bunch of bugs and ticks and what are those little things called, ants on them or whatever. Hug a tree, lay down on the ground, embrace Mother Earth and just exchange that love with them. Exchange that love with them. So I hope you enjoy today's reading. And here's that last card. Let's take a look at her again. Looks like she's a little bit on the pregnant side too, doesn't it? So embrace your Mother earth as that final energy or through there. Embrace it, love yourself, love others, honor who you are and what you bring to the table. So I hope you have a most magical day or magical afternoon. I'm getting ready to go back in session. So I probably won't talk to you again tonight because I'll be in session till like really, 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 really late. Got a couple of clients up tonight. I hope to catch up with you all tomorrow and give you a little bit of peace, love, and harmony. And just let you know if we got any other cool updates. So peace, love, harmony. I will see you guys very soon. And hey, do not forget, I have tons of sage that I need to get rid of. It's like I got way too much sage. I went happy and I like bought a bunch of sage from the sage people. And now I got like too much. So I have it on sale. You can either get them $3 a bundle or you can get 5 bundles for $10. And yes, as long as it's in the contiguous, is that the word contiguous? United States, which means I don't send it to Alaska and I don't send it to Hawaii because it's a little bit more expensive. I will send it to you. So it's $10. I'm charging $10 for the 5. You go to my Cash App and it's $, Sacred Space, OKC. Pay whatever. Tell me that you want the sausage, the sage. And then, okay, Cheyenne, I'm going to be in session till 11 tonight, and I'm going to be back to back tomorrow. So if you're going to come scoop it up, you need to tell me how much you want, and I'll have it out on the desk for you. I have the leather bag for you too. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, you can use, all weekend I am back to back. All weekend. I don't know how the heck I did that, but I am back to back. But yeah, Cash App, $, Sacred Space, OKC, and then you'll text message me 405-549-3766 with your mailing address, and I will pop it in the mail for you. Well, actually, Brandon will pop it in the mail for you. I just send him every day to the mailbox with it, so. But I still have plenty of sage left, and I need to get it sold. So peace, love, harmony. Harmony is this way, isn't it? Bye.